I'm Hank Phillippi Ryan, and this is where you usually see me, right? Standing in the newsroom in front of a big graphic that says Hank Investigates. And what that means is I'm about to bring you a big new investigation. I'm about to give you the scoop on something that you won't see anywhere else but 7 News. Now, as I said, this is what you see, but there's a lot that you don't see. In my almost 30 years of doing investigative reporting for Channel 7, I have wired myself with hidden cameras, confronted corrupt politicians, and chased down criminals. I've been under bridges and on top of oil tankers and out on the highways. I've done everything that I possibly can to bring you the secret stories that some people don't want you to know. My investigative unit and I have won 26 Emmys and dozens of other awards for our exclusive investigations. Just some of the stories that we've done. Let's see. We found shocking problems in the Massachusetts 911 system that were sending emergency responders, police and firefighters, to the wrong address. We found that there was not one person of color on several federal jury pools in Massachusetts for years, and we discovered why that was happening. We also found shocking and distressing problems in the home improvement contractor and mortgage lending industries, and those stories alone led to the passage of at least 3 new laws and literally millions of dollars in restitution and refunds for consumers. Our stories change laws and they change lives. Okay, so you want to know about me personally? Well, okay, I guess now is the time to do that. I was born in Chicago. I grew up in Indianapolis. My first job in broadcasting was in radio in Indianapolis, a job I got because the radio station didn't have any women working there. So I was the first woman reporter in Indianapolis radio in 1971 or so. I moved on to Washington, D.C., where I worked on Capitol Hill for a couple of years on Administrative Practice and Procedures Subcommittee of the Senate Judiciary Committee, which is a long and complicated way of describing that it's a subcommittee that discussed how the government works. And by chance, the chairman of that subcommittee was Senator Ted Kennedy, so I had the experience of working with the senator for several years. I also worked for Rolling Stone magazine, organizing presidential campaign coverage for Hunter S. Thompson, so that was another very exciting part of my life. Starting in 1975, I worked in television in Indianapolis covering the 1976 presidential election, and then I moved on to Atlanta, where I was the political reporter and then feature reporter for a television station in Atlanta for about 5 years. And after that, I came to Boston. Now, what some of you might remember, when I started at Channel 7 in 1982, I was the funny reporter. Whenever anyone needed a funny feature story, they would say, Hank will come up with something. So if it was the cat show or the Celtics winning the playoffs or who was working on Christmas, I did everything from writing poems to writing songs for television. Yes, some of you might remember the Patriot Shuffle. I'm not going to sing it now. But starting in about 1988, I realized that I wasn't the funny one all the time, that I wanted to be a more serious reporter. I was assigned to cover the 1988 presidential conventions in Atlanta and in New Orleans, and after that, I was assigned to be the investigative reporter, and there was no looking back.